Hello and welcome back to Nerd News. Today we have the Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary, a new static comic coming this year, and Bleach the 1000-Year Blood War is finally upon us. By the time you're watching this video, it should be up. Let's get started. First up we have the Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary trailer. It's neat. It's a neat trailer. They didn't really show anything though, which kind of sucks because I was hoping for a new game. Not even necessarily a new Mortal Kombat game, although it seems like one is in development and will probably be coming. I was hoping for like a Shaolin Monks remaster or just release on modern systems. Really anything, though. A game announcement would have been nice. We didn't really get an announcement. It's just, here's a trailer covering the last 30 years. It's a neat trailer. It looks really good. It's really well done. But no announcement. Takes a lot of the wind out of it for me personally. But I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, so congratulations on the 30 years. But let's get a game. This is a game franchise. If you're gonna celebrate something, it needs to celebrate with with a game. Don't Tomb Raider this anniversary. Next up, we have Rocko being released as the current final DLC for Nickelodeon AllStars Brawl. This is cool. Rocko is a cool character. Rocko's Modern Life is a good show. It's nice to see. We knew he was coming already, so this isn't really a surprise. It's more just, it was sort of a surprise announcement for his release, but the actual character isn't a surprise. I think we found out a couple days beforehand, and he was just out, like, immediately. It's good to see him out, but we also don't really have any word on any more DLC. I remain hopeful for more DLC. There was a complete edition circulating that is supposed to be released soon, so this might be the end of the DLC. I wouldn't mind if they were just going to make a second one. If they're not going to make a second one, then, you know, more DLC is obviously the way to go, but this is cool. Rocko's a cool character. Pretty excited for this. Definitely got to pick up the Universe Pack now that it's all out. And next we have a new static comic being announced by Nicholas here. Just announced Static Beyond. I will be writing and illustrating a short story featuring an older Virgil Hawkins and Terry McGinnis in his early days as Batman Beyond, coming in 2023. This is really exciting. I really like Static as a character. Obviously a fan of the Static cartoon, but I love the Static comics as well. Really liked the New 52 reboot and what they were trying to do. Kind of sad it got canceled after like 8 issues. But I did pick up the more recent series. I don't think I had a chance to catch up on all of them. I'm not sure how long it is either. And would really hope that they start doing more with him. And this is a good step in the right direction. Mixing it with Batman Beyond, which is already a really cool character and again, cool show. And just showing the older Virgil that we got to see in that one episode. It would be nice to see more of that. This does take place in a different universe according to Nicholas here, and he will be about 35 in this series, so that's why he looks the way he does and not like super old and gray. He's not that old. He's just, you know, he's not that old. He's in his 30s. So this looks really cool. I can't wait to see more. I'm pretty excited. Finally a reason to pick up a comic again. I haven't read a comic in years. I don't really read comics as much anymore as I used to, but yeah, this I'll go out of my way to pick up. Just like I did with the last Static Shock series, because Static's cool as shit. Gotta go pick it up. And next up we have Bleach, the 1000-Year Blood War. Got another trailer over the weekend for the series, and here's the trailer. It's really, really cool. It's only like 30 seconds or so, but shows off the Soul Society characters. You see a lot of Bankais in this. While most of them look really, really good, really look at Byakuya's. Looks absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait. And this comes out tomorrow, or as of you're watching this video, it'll be out at 11:30 in the morning. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. It's gonna be so good. The first episode has already leaked online. I'm not really going to talk too much about that. I haven't watched it, and I don't care to. It's like a few hours away, and I get to watch it on my nice big TV, so I'm going to wait to watch it. Because also I want to support the series, because the series is really good and deserves the support. So if you can, watch it on Hulu when it comes out. If you're not in the United States, it's probably on Disney+. There's some places where we just don't really know. Hopefully, wherever you're at, this is announced where it's going to be. Kind of sucks that they haven't announced where it's going to be everywhere yet. It's a little annoying, considering it starts in literally hours, but it is what it is. For now, I'm just going to remain excited for what is going to be an absolutely fantastic conclusion to the Bleach anime. I love the manga for it, and I'm so excited to see some of this stuff animated, and this final trailer looks really, really good. And lastly, in some Yu-Gi-Oh news, we have the OTS 20 pack finally revealed as what's going to be in it. We talked about some leaks last week showing the ultimate rares. We all kind of assumed they were not real because the image was really bad. However, I did say I think it was mostly legit because it just makes sense what's in there. I was skeptical on Ray being an ultimate rare, but I knew Aluber was going to be an ultimate rare, and that is correct. Aluber is the ultimate rare along with Sky Striker Ace Ray. I think this is pretty good. I still maintain that Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries is a terrible choice for an ultimate rare. That card has never been competitive. It is not a competitively good card. It just isn't. It just isn't. I love the card, I do, but it's just not good. Ray, as much as I don't think it makes a lot of sense, the card's kind of past its prime. Sure, all of the Link monsters are ultimate rares except for Zeke, I think, and watch, we'll probably get Zeke in like the next OTS pack. But all the other Link ones are ultimate rares. We have Rose as a Starlight rare. Now Ray is getting her ultimate rare. So, makes sense. I kind of hope that they do Zeke as a Starlight rare as an import in a set or something like that. Because then we get like Rose and her forms having the Starlight rares, and then we have Ray and all her forms in the ultimate rares. I think that would be really cool. Like two different max rarities for the two different sides of the deck. I don't actually know if Zeke is Rose. I'm pretty sure Zeke is Rose though. Anyway, that's Sky Striker lore. Read the manga that came out for it. I haven't read it yet, but read the manga. You know, get all your lore down. Anyway, I think the ultimate rares are pretty good choices. Aluber is, in my opinion, the standout in a competitive sense. Aluber is a really good card. Brandit is just a really good deck. Despia, Brandit, whatever, is really good deck. So this makes sense to me. Aluber, good. Ray is the one I have some trouble with, but it's still a solid pick, and it's going to be worth money. So if you pull it, hold on to it. Give it like a year. It's going to be worth $100 or more, guaranteed. Not literally, but you know. Ghost Reaper, I think, is by far the worst choice here, and that's the one that was revealed to us. So, whatever. As for the other cards in the set, Neko Man King is a funny one because that card just got bought out. I don't know if it's actually any good. I don't think it is, but I think it's necessary, or I think people are planning on playing it because of the Ishizu cards. I don't really remember that one. Herald of Ardent Light is stupid in my opinion. Like, it's a good card, but we just had it in OTS to be an ultimate rare not that long ago. I mean, it's a while ago, but like, it's not that long ago. I just don't think it needed to be an OTS Super. It could have been just reprinted in any random side set. Nimble Beaver is, in my opinion, exactly what should be in an OTS pack. That is amazing. It is funny, but also good, and it's going to be good in one of the upcoming decks, that deck being Sprite. So, I say upcoming, Sprite's already out, but it's going to be more useful in Sprite now that they don't have Ronin Totem. So, that's a pretty cool card. I do want to point out a couple other cards, though. I believe they're all common, and that is King of the Swamp, Blackwing, Armed Wing, number 22, Zombie Stein, and Abyss Dweller. Those are all pretty good cards to be getting reprints as OTS commons. Those are all just not generically, but those are all just genuinely good cards. But to get OTS commons, like, this is the kind of stuff you want to see in an OTS pack, at least in my opinion. OTS packs are meant for competitive players. They are for tournament play. They're tournament packs. So, seeing all of this Naturia and Blackwing and Amazonas support, like, I get it. They're coming out in the next set. That's really cool. Darkwing Blast, this is stuff that's going to be supporting that. So, that's fine for some of it, but in my opinion, that takes up too much of this OTS pack. And when you combine that with Ghost Reaper not being a very good ulti, Ray being a rogue deck ulti, although I do think that's somewhat fine. It's a little bit past the time I think that Ray deserved it. And then it's just some weird cards like Gadget Gamer and Morphtronic Earphone. Like, those didn't need to be in here. I don't think that's what you should be putting in OTS packs. OTS packs should be having more good competitive cards and less of this rogue jank reprint stuff. These aren't reprint sets. These are competitive tournament packs. So I'm not exactly thrilled with this OTS pack, but it's not terrible. I think people are overreacting to how bad it is. The good cards are really, really good. So that's fine. And some of them are in the common slot, which, you know, will help budget players. People who are playing with, you know, incredibly budget decks can pull some good cards from their OTS pack, and they're actually worth playing. And if they hit big on something like Aluber or Ray, they'll be worth money so that they can get some of their money back out of the game and maybe use that to buy other cards, trade it into their local shop, and get some money to buy cards they need for their deck, or, you know, towards a better deck. But overall, I think this is fine. Solid, this B-. And next up for some new cards, we have Brigade Arms Bucephalus 2. We're going to call him Shurig 2 because it looks like it's Shurig. Link 5 Dark Wing Beast Link Effect Monster, 3500 attack, 3 bottom and then left and right arrows. Materials are 3+ Beast Warrior or Wing Beast monsters. It's not terrible. And they fucked it up already. Cannot be special summoned from the extra deck if you have 2 or less Brigade spell traps in your graveyard. Why is that the summoning condition? 2 or less? That means you have to have 3 Brigade specific spells or traps in your graveyard. That is not an easy task. The Brigade spells and traps are terrible. If it's not exactly Revolt, they're bad. They're all bad. So this is not going to be easy to summon at all. And that's just, you cannot summon it from the extra deck, period. So you can't link it, you can't use the Brigade effects to summon it, nothing. It's just, unless you have 3 in your graveyard, which people don't even run 3 Revolt most of the time, so I don't know how you're summoning this thing. 3 effects. You can only use the 3rd effect once per turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you special summon a monsters. That's a solid effect, though. I will say that is a solid effect. If you could get this thing on the field, that'd be great. When a monster declares an attack, you can banish this card and all cards your opponent controls. Again, that's a solid effect. It's just bad Zeus, but bad Zeus is still really, really strong. Also, it banishes. I think Zeus just sends to the graveyard, so. But still, it's only on your opponent's monsters, too. And this card, but, like, you're losing 1 card and you're just getting rid of your opponent's field. That is a really strong effect. But again, it's only as strong as if you can get it out, and it's going to be really hard to get it out. And then 3, if this card is sent to the graveyard, so the 2nd effect doesn't even proc it, you can send 1 Beast Warrior or Wing Beast monster from your graveyard, from your extra deck to your graveyard. And again, this is a solid effect. However, it has to get sent to the graveyard. So its 2nd effect will not proc this. And like, what are you sending it to the graveyard for? You're not going to link it off. Like, link it into what? To link 5? There's nothing you can link it into. You can link lower, but like, why would you go into a 5 and then come back down? It doesn't make any sense. Overall, this card's trash. Honestly, it's bad. This is bad. It would be really, really cool if it didn't have that summoning condition or that summoning restriction. This would be a great card, but that summoning restriction kills it. Just the effect that your opponent cannot activate effects or cards, and when you special summon a monster, would make this good enough to see play. Because at the very least, it offers some protection on summons, which is good. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, so if something does happen, you get to send 1 from your extra deck, and that can trigger a bunch of the Brigade stuff. So again, that's really good. The 2nd effect is whatever, but the 1st and 3rd effect are both good. And then you have this just horrendous summoning condition. I don't understand. Konami doesn't like Brigade. That's honestly the answer. They hit Bird up like 2 weeks after it came out. They give him legacy support, and it's this trash. I don't know what they were thinking. This is bad. This is just bad. And last but not least, we have Spellbound. This is a quick play spell card. All face-up monsters your opponent currently controls cannot be tributed or used for material as a fusion, synchro, exceeds, or link summon until the end of this turn. That's it. It's a very simple effect. This is a TCG exclusive card. I don't think it's that good. So here's why. your opponent is not going to be tributing, synchro, fusion, exceeds, whatever on your turn. For the most part. Not to say they can't, but it's not primarily what's going to happen, right? So going first, this card's basically useless. Doesn't do anything. As far as your actual turn. You can set it, so in that case it's like a trap card, which there's already better traps that can do that. Like, why wouldn't you just play Dimensional Barrier? But, okay. So you could set it and maybe do something, but this really isn't that great in that instance. The other issue is going second, this card's basically dead. Because again, they're not going to be doing, they already did their combo. Everything they're going to do is done. So it's kind of just dead. Like, what are you going to do with it? You're going to activate it and until the end of the turn, they can't link off. Ooh, you stopped Masquerena? Okay, so what? You could have did that with a Solemn Judgment. You can do that with a million other cards that are just more applicable. This doesn't really do a lot in that instance. So it's not good. It's not great going first. It's basically useless going second. You could say that this is just, you know, another version of Dimensional Barrier, right? So like you can use this instead of D-Barrier, and you know, it is a little bit more flexible because it's quick play. But in reality, it's just worse, D-Barrier. It is somewhat more flexible, and usually flexibility is good in a card. You want your cards to be as flexible as possible. But in my opinion, the flexibility that this offers is negligible. Like, yeah, you can activate it, and you know, everything they have just can't be used as material that turn, but you're not really going to want to activate it on your turn. So you're still setting it like a trap card. It might as well just be a trap card. I'm sure there are instances where it will come up that, yes, it being a quick play spell are benefits, and I'm not taking that away from it. I just don't think that those benefits are enough to outweigh the overall benefit of just playing the better card in Dimensional Barrier. That's a little bit less proactive. It's one of those cards that just reads insane on paper because you're thinking, oh, this is D-Barrier, but in a quick play spell. But in reality, it's only for cards currently on the field, which means they can still fusion summon from the hand, and deck, which is how most fusion decks work anyway. They probably weren't going to fusion summon with cards they control on your turn, on their field. It doesn't stop something like a Super Poly from just taking everything you have off your field. So what does it really do? If it just said your opponent can't fusion, synchro, exceed, tribute, link, whatever for their turn, then it would be insane. That would be a better Dimensional Barrier. But it's only cards they currently control, which means if they just summon another monster, they could still do whatever they were going to do anyway. So it falls to extenders. It falls to anything being done outside of the field. And honestly, it's just worse than another card we already have. Now, I will say if D-Barrier gets hit, this becomes a lot better. But I don't think this would even get played as a replacement to Dimensional Barrier. Because again, it only affects the cards currently on the field. So you would have to be really, really good with timing on activating this and hope your opponent doesn't have anything else they can do. Most of the time that's not the case. Most decks can play through something like this without a problem. I don't think this is a very good card. I think it's being massively overhyped. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know if you're going to watch the 1,000-Year Blood War starting in like an hour and a half after you watch this video, or if you watched it late, because I tend to get more views later in the day, it's probably already out, and that means you should go watch it right now. So yeah, go do that. Finish watch it. You just finished watching this, so like go watch 1,000-Year Blood War on Hulu, and then comment below that you watched 1,000-Year Blood War, because 1,000-Year Blood War is really, really cool. See you tomorrow.